All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go live. Welcome everyone to this stream. All right, so let's go ahead and get everything set up here. Open, open, open. I don't really need too much of this stuff here. I'm going to move this over here. Okay, great. So Smokey, you're already in the session. All right. I genuinely do not know what all is here. Okay, so I got the core rulebook, which is all I really needed. Yeah, because I don't really need much of anything here. This is just kind of like extra stuff. Alright, wonderful. Wait, what just happened? No, there we go. Alright, okay, wonderful. Okay, so I just need to put this up here. Alright, bear with me, chat. We're just getting ready to get everything started here. We're just kind of getting everything ready to go. Alright, perfect. Hey, guys, can you say something really quickly? I'm just trying to make sure that you guys are coming in good.
Something.
Something really quickly.
Okay, thank you. So levels are good. We're all good to go with that. Chat is good. Hey, Shadow, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. We are just getting some things here fixed and ready to go here for the for tonight's episode. Let me pull up my notes. And let me move this because it's just in the way. Okay, all right.
I am a French fry. A lonely French fry.
It makes me happy when you are sad. I am the milkshake. I want the attention.
Nom 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 nom.
I'm not exactly sure what's happening, but okay.
I don't think anyone knows what's happening.
Yeah, no, that was just a candid song.
I see. Let me view this event.
And now everyone who listened to it on its stream is gonna have to pay us $50.
See.
Yeah, because that's how that works.
All right, let me go ahead and get over to Patreon and go ahead and update them with this information. We'll go ahead and get started. So are you guys excited to actually get back into the main campaign, even though there's quite a few episodes that are technically missing on our online side of things?
Wow, yeah, that's going to be very odd for the listeners. You know what? Let's just give like a disclaimer, right?
Well, this is for our, well, here's the thing. This is really for the Patreon and for our Twitch stream. Yeah, so as some of you guys may know, we are currently a little bit behind on our main setup here. And with that being the case, we are actually going ahead and starting, this will be season 2. So this is going to be like an early live stream. So if you are here, welcome. And if you're just a little bit confused, this is going to basically be happening after the calamity, is what we will call it, which is going to be, of course, the main calamity after the final wish was made. And we're going to be picking back up with Smokey being, Cacta being in a library. Not the canonical Smokey character, that is the actual character Smokey, who is also in my campaign and a time traveler, but that's not who we're talking about today. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit weird, but trust me, you're not missing much. You're missing a little bit, but don't worry, all the rest of those episodes will be out, of course, later. So yeah, this is just more so we can get some early screening done for our Christmas EP. because that's coming up here in less than a while. It's coming up too fast. My mind is still like, it's weird. My mind is still like in November, but like I'm also in the time frame where I'm just like, okay, yeah, it's Christmas like time, and like I'll listen to Christmas music or whatever. Like this is nice. My roommate's like a little bit more right now into the holiday season. I came home and like there was like a Christmas tree up and like lights and tinsel, and I'm like, whoa, what happened? Like I was like I like literally like I came home from Kentucky and just like I was like, oh, their holidays are everywhere. I love it. It's great. But yeah, it's nice to see people putting up their trees and everything. That's always nice. Anyways, I am ready to go. I got my situation taken care of here. We are currently live. Everything's good to go, etc., etc., etc. I see shadows in chat. Okay. All right. Let's hit that record button and let's
We've got an issue.
What is your issue?
I don't have a character.
You're not, that's funny because you're not actually going to need a character. Your character is of course Cacta, and that's it. This session is going to be mostly role playing. We're going to fix all that stuff like later. Like don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it until I end up having to roll something.
I'll just roll something. I'll tell you if you pass or fail. Hey, by default, everything is a 4 anyway. It doesn't matter.
But I don't even know what die I'd be rolling for those stats.
Well, it's a D6 system, so I would say use a D6 for everything. So D6 for everything, and then I'll roll, and I'll tell you if it passes.
Yeah, he just rolls 2 D6s.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll roll 6.
Yeah.
I'll roll 6 D6s.
I think that's honestly the best way to keep it. And honestly, before we start the recording, I'll tell you what. Here is this. So what I'm going to do, because we don't technically have you a character sheet, I'm going to give you this. And I'm going to copy this item 3 times for you. And also, hold on, what is going on with my format?
Oh my god.
Format.
I know what it's like to be blind now.
And here you go.
You're talking about all this stuff I can't see.
This has been going on for like a hot minute, dude. I don't know why you're just now realizing you're blind.
No, but I'm just like, it's getting worse.
Right,
Because now you got more visuals you're doing.
Oh, all the visuals. Dude, we're switching to a completely visual format on Spotify. So thank you, Spotify, if you're listening to this after the fact. I appreciate it. I wish they're not listening to it because this is like the YouTube version. But yeah, hey, actually, no, this YouTube version will be the Spotify version. So unless my editor cuts this part. I don't know. Editor, you can keep this in if you want. But yeah, thanks Spotify. Welcome to the new broadcasting version. If you are watching this on Spotify, know that you are now seeing what is going to be the norm, where we have a video format and also an audio format. So if you just like listening to my voice, that's great. But if you also want to drive your car down the freeway and also watch us, which I don't advise. You now have options.
Yeah, why are you advising that?
I'm not advising it. I just know people do it. So they'll get their coffee from the local Dunkin'.
Why are you even talking about it?
They get their coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. Their what are they, like a caramel macchiato or whatever, and then they'll put on their nice little sweater or whatever, and then they'll be like, oh shoot, I actually need to be at a meeting at like 5 minutes, but I also want to be able to catch Kaiser Stardust on Twitch or in this case on Spotify. So I don't feel like I need to listen to it. I want to watch it. I want to be in the action. And so they'll just, they'll be at a red light, they'll turn me on, and then you'll see like the whole video come on. And then like the light is green, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh shoot, I need to accelerate. And then, well, now you're in a car accident.
I'm drowning in the bullshit.
Wait, wasn't that my job?
Anyways, any insurance agencies who are coming after me right now, I do not condone nor endorse this. It's just like MTV, we don't accept anything. Sorry.
Help, I'm drowning in bullshit. Help.
No, no, no. And all right, so let me fix this. I don't know. Transform, edit, transform. Fit the screen. There we go. That's no. All right, we're just gonna have to keep this in full screen.
So, hey, Kaiser. So,
Mm-hmm.
what's up with that thing? You know, the thing that was supposed to come out in December. You know, the thing
I know
that
what
was
you're
going to
talking.
take the next level.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I haven't checked on it, but at some point it'll
It
be a
really
thing.
should. It's yes. It gotta be getting close.
Yeah, it's not. We'll just say it's not ready yet. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit our
What if it
record.
is?
Yeah.
What if it is? Like,
Well,
we're
I
doing
have
it
not.
now.
Okay, well, who cares? Because I haven't had time to set it up, so I don't care about it right now. Because technically, this video format is still theoretically decent. But yeah, it's fine. I don't care about it right now. It's not. It's not.
All right.
All right, so I gave you three lies there, which of course represent your wounds. If of course you get past all three of those, then you're incapacitated, of course, or shaken or something.
Let's grab
You got your
bennies.
You got your D6.
You know what? We should just go ahead and use the whole cannibal logic here, since we don't have his stats.
Yeah, I mean, well, maybe.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Uh,
We should just use that for combat.
I don't know why everyone is insinuating there's combat. I mean, I guess there could be combat, but like,
I'm
Look,
gonna
what
punch
if the
the
barmaid
snowman.
wants to slap? What if the barmaid wants to slap me?
look, I will pencil into my notes possible combat, but a chance of unlikely. All right, with that, let's go ahead and get started in our session. Recording in 3, 2, 1. All right, the recording has now started. All right, let's go ahead and get started, everyone. So let's do a little bit of a recap. This, of course, will be for Alex, our current stand-in for any sort of story narrations. Editor, you can cut this entire part out because, well, actually, confer with me before you cut it out because this part will be cut out in the final edit. So if you're working on the final edit, cut this part out because I should already have it at that point. Anyways, moving forward. So last time we had quite a bit of a situation happening. We had the Mages College completely destroyed thanks to Botrix issuing that all magic will cease to function along with, basically it'll go back to the original way that magic had intended. In addition to that, I think that also included any sort of like magic items, things of that nature. The Mages College did end up falling to the ground in a huge catastrophic calamity there. Wizards could not use their spells, magic ceased to function correctly, everything was basically broken. Smokey, I'm just kind of trying to remember from our last episode that is buried somewhere on my computer. I'm pretty sure that you kind of rendezvoused with Alex. Alex was a little bit shooken up by a specific situation that happened with Sans, but I am going to leave this part out so that I do not spoil this for any listeners who have not yet got our content. You're welcome. Hashtag no spoiler. But we all here know what happened.
Minor spoilers only.
Yeah, minor spoilers are only going to be abound. So yeah, you're welcome, Twitch viewers. I'm not spoiling what's actually happening with the major stuff. So anyways, fast forward past a huge spoiler. I'm pretty sure the premise is that for you, Smokey, you met up with Alex. Briefly, Alex was saying that they were going to go ahead and work on a couple of additional things. That is also a spoiler thing, skipping on past that. But finally, I do believe that you also met up with your question mark boyfriend. And we don't know really what's happening with that relationship or that situation. But again, I'm not going to mention their name in case it's a spoiler. Who knows? There's a lot here. But Alex, fill everyone in. Thank you.
What if Cacta is a spoiler?
You know what? This whole campaign is a spoiler. We gotta cancel it.
Oh
But
no, there being even a podcast of ours is a spoiler. Oh no!
oh gosh, we gotta shut it down, guys. Sorry, we gotta cut the tapes. The FBI is here at our doorstep. They're wanting all of this spoiler content.
They want all this copyright infringement.
All of
And we're like, what?
hey, no, there's no copyright infringement here happening. We are all under parody law, okay?
Ritz, hit us up.
Uh,
Ritz, we could use money, Ritz.
Ritz has forsaken us. We had to move forward in our contract there. Anyways, back on subject, on track. Long story short, you found your way amidst the rubble. I think you were trying to look for some other survivors and things of that nature. So you decided to sift through the rubble, and you found a staircase that was leading downwards. This staircase led to a relatively large door. And as you were kind of just like figuring out how to open it, I don't believe you had opened it. You saw that there was some bookshelves alongside of this corridor, like that led to this big door, and you saw that there was a book there. And I think as you went to reach for it, it came to life, and then it tried to attack you. And that is kind of where we had left off, which is where we will now resume. Editor, this will be the end part of that recap. Thank you.
I thought that we were inside of our little house thing.
You sound pretty far away. I didn't catch that.
I thought that we were inside of our little house thing that we have.
No.
Our magic mansion, because...
Yeah, well, I mean, no. No, I mean, not at this exact
that's
moment.
The last that I knew of. Because that's where I got attacked, was inside of it in my own library.
Oh, so wait, you were inside your own library?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the last I knew of.
All right. Well, we'll definitely... Okay, well, let's, like, retcon...
It was one of the books off of my shelves.
Okay. Well, let's, like, retcon that, and let's just say, like, we'll just, like, say that...
That's the end of the recording, though.
Oh,
for
yeah.
The other one.
Just have to erase it. No. Okay, so are you positive that we were inside of the Marvelous Mansion, little portable house?
Because Alex had met back up with me, and he was inside of his room as well, doing whatever. You didn't exactly give me any information on what he was doing in there. Some sort of magic, whatever doodad with his patron thing.
Okay, so here's what we'll say then. Okay, we'll say that this situation then, okay. But I think where you were on, like, you had descended down into the library, but you had not gone through the front doors, and instead you decided to go through the mansion.
I think Alex had mentioned that he had seen a library.
I distinctively remember you descended down the staircase. Mike, back me up here. Where are we at? Are we in the mansion, or are we in here?
Did Mike drop from the call?
Probably. Yep, he did. I don't know. I don't know why I bother chat. Like I honestly don't. I'm gonna pause the recording. Hey, editor. Actually, I think we can just kind of cut this whole thing out. But once I resume the recording, we should be good. Can I just say it's so nice having an actual editor? Anyways, let me bring Mike back into the chat.
Now, when you say editor, you know it's not actually just you talking to yourself.
Oh, yeah. It's just actually my editor. Let's get Mike in the call. All these lovely technical issues. We have fun here.
I don't know what happened. I think I was quiet for too long.
I think that your phone hates you.
I think my phone hangs up if I'm quiet too long.
So, anyways, before we start back this recording and waste more footage of runtime here, in fact, I think I'm debating on completely deleting the recording, but I won't. Okay.
We had an argument about where we ended.
Because here's the thing. In my mind, Smokey had descended down the library, okay? And then from there, he was attacked by a book. Now, Smokey's memory says that he went into the Marvelous Mansion, and then he was attacked by a book there in his own library, which really throws me for a loop.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't remember it going that way, personally. But you know what? We've talked about so much stuff that we could just retcon it that because we'd rather he be heading down that staircase.
Yeah, because at this point, it doesn't really make
My
any
only
sense.
issue is that with that having been the case, we're gonna have to redo the end of the we're gonna have to redo that other episode again
That's no problem.
Like
for
a
the
minute.
third time now.
That's no problem. It literally takes like 2 seconds. It's only the tail end of the recording, and as far as that
Nope,
goes,
we
my
gotta
editor.
redo the entire thing.
No, we do not. We haven't even gotten to that
Yes,
part.
we must redo the entire last episode and then do another. Oh, doppelgangers. Yeah, no.
No. Shutting down that operation. Absolutely not.
Yeah, no one has time for that.
Okay.
Remember checking on the boyfriend, and then we decided to go to the mansion so we could recoup, make sure we have everything we needed. And Alex had gone to his room, which
I mean, honestly, that was kind of like a down episode anyway. Like, you know what I mean? It was kind of like a weird interlude towards the end. I was just trying to kind of spitball some stuff, so it's not really like that part's not important. The earlier
just
stuff
have
was.
my character stumble back into the library.
Yeah, you like fall through a floor or something. I don't know. But whatever the case is, we'll handle that.
Just tack it on to the end of the other one. And as the book lunges at you, you tumble back, falling through a hole that opened up into the school's library.
This is all very convoluted.
Which
However,
would explain
That was very convoluted.
yeah,
If that is the case, it would explain why there's a dangerous book even inside of my library to begin with, if somehow who had gotten connected, which with the disappearance of magic would make a little bit of sense.
So, okay. We will figure out that hot mess, because that's like a whole hot mess. We will figure that out later when we're not live streaming and trying to get this show on the road. When I have a very limited amount of time, and it is 10:30 p.m. at night, Eastern Standard Time, cornfield time. If you're in the Midwest, welcome to Corn Zone. So anyways.
You're eating up time right now.
I know. Well, let's get back on the road. So before I start this recording, let's just say that you have descended down the stairs, and we will say that you are reaching for a book, and then that's where we'll start. Recording in 3, 2, 1. All right. So Smokey, you have descended down the stairs of the once magnificent Tiswarian Institute of the Arcane, which is now covered in rubble except for these stairs that kind of lead downwards. But you can see still that the stairs are cracked and still barely holding together at their foundations. You reach the bottom platform of this location. You see that there is a giant wooden door before you with ornate handles and even more ornate wood carvings that are etched into the door. To your left, there's a bookcase, and to the right, there is a bookcase. And you feel drawn to a book that it has beautifully ornate gold leaf lettering on the sides, and it reads adventure. What do you do?
Adventure or fantasy?
I will slap you. It reads adventure.
Can I try to eat the book?
Sure. For whatever reason, your stomach is grumbling, and you decide that of all the things you could eat at this exact hour, the tasty leather-bound binding of the book, and the supple pages of paper, and probably some wax and some glue, draw you to this book. And as you reach for it to take a big giant bite out of it, it whirls around from its back of its binding to now the pages side, and it opens up its book. And you see these huge pages that have kind of folded into what looks to be like teeth. And you see the ribbon of the book lashing out like a tongue, and it tries to basically clamp down on you. What do you do?
I'm gonna smack it and scold it.
Okay. Let's go ahead and give me a roll for that. Chat, this is our first roll of the game. Let's zoom in on that action. Okay, you rolled a 1.
That's a crit failure.
Yeah, that is a double 1. So,
I
here...
need new die.
So here is what happens with these with this roll. As you go to try to slap it away, instead your arm gets in the way of this book's mouth, and instead of it biting down on your arm, what ends up happening is this open mouth starts to seem to slowly kind of suck you in. You feel this heavy amount of energy dragging you deeper into the pages of the book. You feel your arm elongating magically. You feel your body being kind of torn into the pages of the book. And as you start to kind of feel yourself being drawn into this book, the book itself slams down around you. You are met with darkness. Some time passes. You awaken. The first thing that you feel is cold. Frigid, unwelcoming, cold. And as you kind of open your eyes and look around, you are now probably laying in the middle of the snow, and you are staring up at a gray, overcast sky. And this gray, overcast sky is almost completely obscured by the branches of old and withered, for the most part, bare trees. And there is snow falling from the sky. What do you do?
Well, obvious. No falling guy. No clue where I am. Well, I've obviously got to look around.
All right, wonderful. So you look around, and let's go ahead and give me a d6 roll for your notice check there.
You're in Narnia. Does a 6 work?
A 6 does work. So as you struggle to your feet in this ever increasingly dense snow, that is probably up to, I would say, around your thighs at this point. As you kind of trudge around and try and get your bearings, you can tell that you're in a forest. That much is, of course, obvious. But after kind of milling around for a little bit in what seems to be this never-ending expanse of a snow globe, you see a sign, an old wooden sign with the letters that have been kind of faded over time, barely hanging on by a nail. In fact, the sign itself, instead of being sitting upright, it is tacked to this tree, and it is crooked. Looks like it's almost about to fall off of the tree. You can see that there is snow covering it. You can't quite make out what it says. You squint and maybe it says snoo, but you're not sure. It's covered by snow. What do you do?
Well, obviously I gotta uncover it so I know what it says.
All right, wonderful. So Cacta goes ahead and brushes off this sign, and the sign itself it says Snowberry thicket. And hey, Agatha Berry, welcome so much to the stream. I just want to go ahead and take a quick pause here, and editor, you can cut this out of the recording. But I just want to go ahead and thank you so much for the circle art. This was the artist who has made my avatar. So thank you guys so much. And chat, definitely go check them out on social media. They're an amazing artist. So back to what we were saying there. So yeah, it says Snowberry thicket, and that seems to be the name of this area, is from what you gather.
Do I see any snowberries?
Weirdly enough, you do not see any snowberries.
The sign is a lie.
But go ahead and give me another notice roll.
Ooh. Okay. Does that count as a 5?
Re-roll that dice for me.
How do you even land it on the edge? Like, that's not on anything.
It's a glitch in the Matrix, of course.
Okay. That's a 6 then.
All right, wonderful. So here's what I'll say. As you're kind of trying to get your bearings about you and, of course, not focus on this frigid cold, luckily, your natural fur kind of protects you a little bit, but it is still cold, even for a furry. So with that being said, as you kind of take a look around, there's a small glint that catches your eye. And as you kind of like train your cat eyes on it and kind of focus in on this this glint, you see that it's not just one glint, it's multiple glints. And you can see that in a way, through the trees, this glint seems to kind of take the form of like a shimmer, almost like a curtain, like the fabrics of like a curtain. And this shimmer seems to kind of be moving along in the wind, almost like a scarf that's kind of gotten caught in the middle of the air. But it's just kind of in the middle of this field of trees. Do you approach it?
I mean, else to approach, I may as well.
Okay, you start making your way to this glint, and you find out that this seems to just be kind of a shimmer in the wind, if anything. The best analogy that I could give is it would basically be this world's version of the Northern Lights. It seems to be some sort of strange kind of phenomenon. But as you get closer to it, there is a familiar scent that tickles your nose that you are all too familiar with This scent is a kind of like a citrus sort of scent mixed with something that you can never quite place. But you know that this thing that you are witnessing is magical in origin. But it does seem like this shimmer seems to be kind of fading, but it seems to be kind of moving along deeper into these dense overgrown trees and brambles.
Well, sounds like I need to chase it down. So I need to eat the source.
Okay, leading with your stomach.
Someone feed this cat.
This cat is hungry.
I mean, my character was already hungry, and then he got put in a place that apparently has no food.
Just no food. So, one of the things that you all right. So what you end up doing, hold on, I'm just kind of fixing the screen here for our chat, for our viewers there. There we go. So what you end up doing is you go ahead and start making your way down this trail, and this cat versus yarn, this cat versus magical yarn situation continues through the deepening and darkening forest. You can tell that the snow seems to kind of be dissipating a little bit, but at the same time, it never really truly slows down. But eventually, you make your way into what seems to be the entrance to a cave. You can see that this glint goes inside of this cave and somewhere deeper into the dark. But it does, as you take a look around, this glint is gone from everywhere else, and you are just met with the empty woods, except for this cave.
I guess I'm entering the cave. I mean, it's not, again, not like there's anywhere else for my character to go.
All right, so you make your way into the cave. As you descend into this cave, somehow it feels slightly warmer in here. But you do not see any presence of smoke or any sort of fire. By all accounts, this is literally just a natural formation cave. But it's almost like the temperature goes up from about 20 degrees warmer, which is welcoming sight considering you feel as though you were in sub-below zero temperatures. And as you press further down, you see that this cave goes from a baseline rocky structure to starting to, it seems to actually you see plants starting to kind of grow in this area. You see blue little flowers that kind of pop up here and there that kind of look like little bells, like little blue bells. As you kind of progress further, those flowers start kind of turning into moss. The area starts kind of seeming to be this biodiverse biome. And while you don't see any insects or anything of that nature, you do start to kind of see, along the ceiling, you see these vines growing down with these really huge berries, and you see even more welcoming what looks to be possibly some sort of fruit that kind of is elongated in a kind of a boomerang shape, and it's a bright pink color. Do you continue pressing on, or do you pause?
I'm gonna try to eat one of the pink bananas.
The non-canonical banana. I'm trying not to copyright bananas, guys. Okay, all right, let's go.
I mean, you said boomerang shape.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
Oh, yeah, you're getting what I'm putting down here. All right, go ahead and give me a roll for that.
A roll to eat a banana?
Give me a roll to eat your banana. To your fantasy banana. That's pink.
3.
Okay. Actually, hold on, wait. Are you rolling both dice? Because you are a hero.
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll be a 4 then, yeah? Because are you using this dice?
No, but you don't add, remember?
I'm pretty sure you do for
No,
checks.
we went over that.
Okay. Is that...
You just take the highest.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
It's more for insurance, just in case, you roll low with the other one.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I'm wrong. It's been a while since we played, guys.
We went over that the last time.
I know, but it's the
the
last...
only reason I remembered.
The last time seems to be months ago. And it probably was.
It was.
All right.
Probably 6 months.
Who knows? Probably
no, the last time that we actually went over this was maybe last month or the month before, I think.
I have a terrible memory. Anyways, editor, you can edit that part out. Back on track. So, all right. So you rolled a 3. So with a 3, the banana itself, you wouldn't necessarily say is a pleasant taste. it kind of reminds you of something you used to have back in the material plane. You can't quite place your finger on it, but there's something off about it. Almost as if somebody was to take, and you have to think something with a B, a banana, a banunu. You can't think of it. It's just for some reason it's eluding you. But you remember them being really sweet and yummy. But this is like slimy and cold and in a way tastes like an eel.
Oh, well, I'm a cat.
But
that would be pretty fine.
And you would think that it would be fine, but it doesn't have like a meat consistency. It just almost kind of like as you bite into it, it's almost kind of like biting into like a gel. But it's edible, I guess.
Eel jelly.
So you munch on that. Outside of that, I mean, nothing really happens. I mean, you feel fine. You think you're not sure. You don't notice anything different.
Yeah, you think.
My character has been poisoned, and in about 3 turns he'll die.
Oh, end of campaign. Good night, everybody.
With that, do you make your way on forward?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. As you press deeper into this cave, the flora and fauna kind of comes to a stop, and you are met now with what seems to be huge purple crystals. These crystals come out of the floor, they come out of the ceiling, and almost kind of like give like a mirror funhouse effect. You see a reflection being bounced off of each one of their many faceted faces. And it's almost kind of disorienting as you look at it. You can see that a path does clear in between, kind of a small, narrow path, and it kind of looks like it meanders around. And if you squint hard enough, you think that you can see further into the distance what looks to be maybe an opening that looks to lead to some sort of centralized chamber. But because it loops in around on itself too many times, it's hard to really tell.
I lick the crystal.
It tastes like nothingness and cold all at the same time. It's definitely not edible.
Although I will say that's probably the best that licking a crystal has gone for one of my characters.
Unfortunately, as soon as you lick it, what actually happens is a nuclear explosion that destroys the entirety of this campaign, and then this is where our campaign ends. Editor, please edit that out. That does not happen.
Let's see.
Actually, editor, leave that in for the Patreon content. Take it out for final. Thank you.
What should I do?
Well, I guess you could go back to the fruit, or you can go forward. Doesn't seem like there's much more other options.
I guess I'm going forward.
Okay. Go ahead.
The fruit wasn't really that great.
Let's go ahead and do a roll here. Let's see.
Hit a roll?
Okay. So, as you no, this is a roll on my side. So, as you make your way on forward, you this meandering path snakes around for a little bit, and empties out into this chamber. This chamber is a circular chamber, and for the most part, kind of has a spherical design in a weird way, of course, because all of the walls are, of course, kind of circular as far as like kind of bowing out and around themselves. And as you look at the ceiling, it also is kind of that weird globe shape. These crystals line all of this area, and there seems to be light coming from some unknown force somewhere. You don't see any windows or anything, but this light kind of makes the entire ceiling kind of sparkle and shimmer in almost kind of a blinding dazzle of prism colors. That, of course, allow that light to kind of trickle down all around the rest of this room, creating this very weird, eerie, fairy-like zone. In the very center of this, in the very center of this area, you do see that there seems to be some sort of crystal throne that has been carved by some unknown means, but it seems to be almost grown out of the floor. And sitting on that throne is what appears to be some sort of crystalline humanoid figure. This crystal humanoid figure is sitting on the throne with one of their arms kind of pressed against, one of their fists pressed against their forehead, kind of slumped over it in a pondering position. And their other hand seems to basically be around their stomach. And you can see that there seems to be some sort of weird prismatic light that seems to be kind of pouring out of it. Again, you're not sure exactly what that means, but that seems to be the situation you surmise. But you can see that this character looks up, and as they move, you hear these kind of weird, almost like, it's almost kind of like a glass kind of moving and crunching, but in a very harmonic way. And he says, "It's been a long time since a visitor has come around these parts. Greetings, traveler. How can I help you?"
Where exactly is these parts? Last I checked, I was entering a library. Then I got munched by a book. Is this the afterlife?
A very strange tale indeed. You, sir, are in Snowberry thicket. This was, I suppose is, currently my domain. My name is Frost, Jack Frost. I would welcome you here, but there's not much to welcome. What brings you here?
Well, I sort of was following that stuff that's leaking out of you. It sort of led me here. Also, you know the fruit at the front of your place doesn't really taste that great.
Oh, you mean the slime Banunu? Yeah, they're to ward off the invasive poisonous slugs that inhabit this land, especially this cave. It's edible to a point, but it tastes very gross. I don't know why anyone would eat it.
Well, I was originally going to be eating the book that took me here, but, well, it beat me to it, apparently.
Interesting. In your land, they eat books. Here, we use them for literature, but to each their own, I suppose. Well, I would love to sit here and chat with you, but unfortunately, I seem to have met my mortal end. You see, not that it matters, I suppose, at this point, but this land has seen its fair share of battles. Unfortunately, between me and my father, the Frost King. Are you familiar with him?
Nope.
Well, the Frost King is, of course, my father, as I've stated previously. But I'm not sure what has happened to him of late. Over time, I suppose, he has grown his heart cold, and the black ice has frozen over his heart for humanity. Especially within the most recent years, the winters have gotten colder and colder, and, well, I like to keep things at least on a livable level, but he seems to be in some form of mind that humanity is not worth saving. With this being said, he has taken the temperatures to where nothing can survive here. At least not for long. Not even the plant life has managed to survive, except for what I can grow here.
That
Nonetheless,
explains the absence of snowberries.
yes, the fabled snowberries. Usually they're poisonous in most other lands, but here they grow in surplus, and they're delicious, and they make the most beautiful of wines. But... And he looks away kind of sadly. That's not the case anymore, I suppose. He turns back to you and he says, as I said, my time here is limited. The Frost King got their wish, and they had one of their assassins send a soul shard through my stomach. And he points to his wound. I can already feel my final coils expiring. But before I did, and before I had this happen, I made sure that the citizens would not perish, regardless of my father's outlook on this land. Everyone here has been, for all extensive purposes, put into I guess your kind would call them a toy or a stuffed animal, a child's thing, if you will. They used to be humans or some variant thereof, but now they are sentient stuffed animals, like this one here. And he reaches over his chair with some, what you can see, discomfort, and he pulls out a small teddy bear. This teddy bear is a brown teddy bear, and it looks like it's seen better years. Its fur is a little bit matted, but still presentable in some form, fashion of a way. Its button eyes seem to be held on sturdily, except for the left eye, which seems to kind of dangle just a little bit precariously, but not too much to where it's unsettling. And he sets it on his lap, and he says, "You see, this used to be the chief leader. The name does evade me, but the point is, as I was saying, that my father has given up on this land. But perhaps somebody like you, an outsider to these lands, may be able to convince him otherwise. If you're interested, and of course, I understand if you say no, perhaps you can take this little bear here and show him that, along with you and this chieftain here, that maybe there is some saving of humanity. And, with a little bit of luck, maybe there will be something left of this barren wasteland after all is said and done. Unfortunately, I'm not sure who will be taking over that. Whether it be my father, which will probably be the way he wants things to go, or somebody else. That, of course, will be up to the fates to decide. What say you, adventurer? Do you take up this quest?"
Sure, it's not like I'm going anywhere for a while at least. Could be fun.
Well, I definitely appreciate your quickness to the call. Here, take this bear. I don't know what's been wrong with it lately, but it's grown very silent. but maybe with a little luck, you can get him to talk and warm up to you. And he leans forward and hands you this bear.
Warm up. Can I just take up my gun and prime it?
You can.
To where it just because when it's primed, it pretty much is like a torch where it's actually warm.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought you were getting ready to cock the bear.
Oh no!
Blast.
Because of how the gun was written, when it gets when the incantation is spoken, before it actually releases the.
Hold that thought, because we lost Mike. Give me one moment.
Of course we did.
Hey, editor, take a quick pause here. This will need to be edited out.
Okay, and I'm back. Okay, so yes, definitely. If I'm quiet too long, I time out.
Well, Kai's had been talking for a while, so we didn't figure that it was.
Yeah,
going to happen.
That's true.
We didn't figure you were gone that you were even gone in the first place.
Which is actually hilarious because for the last minute I've been saying that this character's been not talking. That's great. Can you remind me of the bear's name? Actually, you know what? Don't remind me of it.
Well, that explains a bit.
So, anyways,
We were expecting him to introduce himself and everything, and there just was nothing.
That's actually really hilarious. So that would have definitely been an issue here in just a few moments. All right, so let's get back into character. Editor, resume now. So he leans forward and hands you this bear, and you're saying that you kind of prime the fires on your gun.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take.
This guy's more of a heat source / torch.
Give me a roll for that, please.
A roll?
Yes.
I mean, it's not a shooting, and it's just an incantation that needs to be done.
Okay, that's fair. I was trying to add
because it is just priming for it. It's not actually even firing it.
Okay.
So until I fire, the fires keep going.
All right. Wonderful.
Is how it's reported.
And with that, so it is kind of letting out a steady flame.
It's pretty much like a magic torch, pretty much at this point.
And so currently the flame is kind of active and kind of casting around the room, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you light what I would classify as probably the equivalency of a welder's torch. I think that's kind of a decent level. Nothing crazy like a flamethrower or anything, but just a nice steady flame.
No. Yeah, definitely not that.
And at first, Jack Frost kind of takes the bear a little bit aback until he sees that you're not trying to harm it. And then after a few hesitant moments, he again pulls, he again offers out the bear to you. Do you take it?
I will, and I'll just say, I figured it might be good to have some warmth in this place.
It is a welcoming sight to see the light of fire that has kept most of this civilization alive. So, yes, I just wanted to make sure that you were not trying to, of course, harm this here citizen. But, yes.
I may be half demon, but I'm not evil.
Well, from what I've heard from the land of the demonic realm, that is a rare sight for sure. But he hands you the bear, and what do you do with this bear in this fire? Do you just kind of hold it a little bit close to it? What are you doing?
I love that you're just what do you do with this bear in this fire? Almost like you want me to throw it into the fire.
Can I reach up and scratch my brow?
Not yet. Yeah, this bear looks stiff and rigid and lifeless. What do you do?
Because I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to burn him, because if I bring him up to the torch.
Okay, I mean, There's a good distance from your left hand to your right hand. I mean, currently they're to the equivalency of like as far away from each other as possible. You can, of course, bring it closer to the flame if you want to, without actually
I'm
getting
gonna
anywhere near it's dangerous.
I'm gonna lick it.
Okay. Um, give me a
The fire or
roll.
the bear?
Give me a roll for licking, please.
Lick roll.
Give me a lick roll. I need a lick roll.
Is that anything like a Rick roll?
Na, 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 na. 5.
Okay. So with a 5, with a combination of warmth that has probably not been in this land for a long time, and the warmness of your cat tongue, as you lick across this bear, which you can clearly now see with your tongue is as frozen as a rock. This bear seems to kind of melt a little bit as far as like this water that has been on its fur that you haven't been able to see because it's been frozen and made it just look matted.
Now you have a hairball.
And now the bear itself looks more so like it got out of a shower. The best way that I could describe it.
Soggy. I look soggy.
Yeah, it looks soggy and like someone threw it in a mud puddle. Mike, what do you do with the character that I have forgotten their name of?
You're just waking up and just a giant cat.
My name is Rollin. Right, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that sounds right. Hold on, wait. Raleigh.
How much does it
his
matter?
his name is Raleigh.
Raleigh. I was close.
Yeah.
Raleigh.
It's gonna
All
write
right,
that.
so with that, I stiffly raise my arm and scratch at my brow a little bit, and then kind of tap it with what would be my index finger a little bit. I tilt my head to the side and I go, think, 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 think. And that's all I do for a moment.
The as you're kind of taking a look around and kind of watching this bear, you notice some stirring from in front of you.
I guess I'll check it out.
Sorry, what's that?
I said I guess I'll check it out.
It doesn't really. It's not really much of a checkout thing. It's more so just something happening out of your peripheral, and with
He
that
doesn't
being,
react to my think. Think.
no,
My brow.
it doesn't.
No, my character already knew.
Yeah,
you were
it's
alive.
just nothing spectacular. Yeah.
But as you
My
take,
character was already informed you were alive.
yeah. You take a look at the at in front of you. And with that being said, as you look in front of you, you see that Jack Frost seems to be kind of sitting back in his chair, and he looks kind of peaceful for the most part, but you can see that light of where he was holding his stomach has gone out.
Well, he's officially dead. Time to eat his body.
He is made out of crystal and is not edible.
Oh, bother.
They're all
What is-
edible if you try hard enough.
My reaction to his starting to look at my former friend there as food, I kind of tilt my head, my eye kind of droops a little bit, and and I go, oh, bother.
Did you just turn him into Eeyore?
All right, and so other than that, it is just you and this bear in this room. What do you do?
Were there any other exits to the room?
Yeah. I mean, back the way you came, but outside of that, doesn't look like there's any other. It kind of just dead ends here in this crystalline snow globe for all intents and purposes.
Hmm. Well, first I need to check on Jack Frost, see if he actually is dead.
Okay.
And while he's doing that, I want to look for my equipment.
You look around and there is nothing there. It's just you, yourself, and your bear, which is you,
No,
the
no,
bear.
none of my equipment, huh? Not my hat, not my weapon, not my gloves.
Nothing. Just you.
Just you and your bare hands.
Bother. I say, oh bother.
It's just you and your bare hands.
My bare hands. It zooms in on my hands and they're all like hyper drawn with too much detail.
So, with that being said, you then take the I guess you're okay. So, Smokey, is Cacta going over to Jack Frost? I take it.
Yeah, I'm seeing if he's passed.
Okay. All right. So
Before
yeah,
he
you
knows who next.
you go over to him, and whatever semblance of life that was there is definitely gone for all intents and purposes. With that being said, you do see that there is a something that looks like something in his hand, like some sort
I'm
of something that's crumpled up in his hand, close to where
I'm
he was
gonna
holding his stomach.
I'm gonna try to get it.
Okay. It doesn't take much effort to kind of pry it out of his crystalline hand. It is a crumpled piece of paper, and
Oh
as
my
you,
god, I literally pried it out of his cold, dead hand.
yeah, literally. And as you decide to pry this out of his hand, you find that this is a crumpled piece of parchment paper, and as you kind of unfurl it, you see that this is what seems to be some sort of map. This map seems to have a lot of what looks to be symbols for trees, which seem to dot this entire map, all for except one small section up at the very far corner of the map, which seems to be what looks to be some sort of mountains. 3 mountains, specifically.
And while he's examining that, I just want to say that I'm already walking up to him and trying to poke him in the leg, which is very difficult because my hands are very soft and fluffy, and so he probably hasn't noticed yet, but I've been tapping him on the leg for probably about a minute now.
So, to continue the narration of this map, so in the centralized part of this map, you can see that there looks to be some sort of small little clearing, and there seems to be what looks to be some sort of wooden building structure that's kind of dotted around in this circle. And you do see that there's a big red circle on those 2 mountains. But then you notice that there's a tapping on your leg.
I'm gonna reach down, pick him up, and show him the map.
And I look to him and I tilt my head and I go, please, sir, can you help me find? And I scratch my forehead. My friends? And I look at him very kind of furrowed brow, like, do I have friends? But I think I do. Very quandarily.
Does it look like there's any other hiding place in this room?
Not at all, no. This room is very pristine as far as that goes.
I'm just gonna be like, well, seeing as they're not here, they're most likely with Jack Frost's. I think he said dad.
And I scratch my head. Does that sound about right to me?
The last time that you remember seeing your friends was you were all kind of hanging around a campfire in your village. And the name Jack Frost does kind of. Wait, hold on. Did you say Jack Frost? To clarify.
I mean, yeah, you
No, I'm
said that
looking.
was what the guy who died's name was.
Okay. And you, after kind of taking a look at this gentleman who has obviously expired on this throne, you do remember this gentleman approaching your village and talking with you about some form of something. You can't quite remember. You think it was some sort of way to save your life, but you don't remember the details. And that's all you remember.
And so I scratch my head and I relay all that, but in a very sort of like, so, I was around a campfire, friends, family, and and I kind of gesture to the corpse. I think it was he, came by and was talking to people. I didn't really pay attention. I was trying to get some food, and he said something about saving my friends. I didn't think they needed to be saved. Oh, bother. I don't know. This is all vague. What has happened to my hand? And I look at my hand, and I just look quandarily at it, and I keep scratching my head. Anyway, so, and I drone on for another 5 minutes. Whether he pays attention to me or not, I don't care.
I want to look through Jack, like, just whatever Jack Frost was wearing to see if he has anything of use.
For the most part, you kind of search his crystalline form, and there's not really much else besides that map. Um, unless, why don't you give me a roll for notice?
Rolls on that one. I mean, that's a 4.
As you kind of look around, you don't see anything at first, but just as you're about to turn away, and as you kind of like set down his like release his his tunic and let it kind of fall back to his form, you hear what sounds like metal clinking against glass in this very kind of loud tink sound from the kind of coming from the robe, the garment that you just set down.
Well, I've definitely got to check on that.
Okay.
Although I've got a sneaking suspicion of what it might be.
You fumble around for a little bit and you find what looks to be actually a secret pocket on the inside of his tunic. And this secret pocket on the tunic has it kind of like goes inside of the fabric on this kind of double-sided pocket. And inside, you pull out a ring. This ring is a golden ring with this really large kind of, I wouldn't say large, but large for a ring size. A very kind of ornate, perfectly cut crystal. And you can tell that this crystal is one of the crystals from this cave, but it looks like some sort of signet ring.
I guess I'll put it on.
Okay. You put it on. Nothing specifically happens, but it does look nice.
How big would you say that my compatriot here is?
The size of a child's teddy bear.
I mean, I've seen wildly varying sizes on those.
For your height and stature of cacti, he comes out. He comes up to about your shin level, but not enough, not tall enough to reach your kneecaps.
I'm gonna take out an arrow.
Okay.
And end my life? Wow.
No. There's a reason why I paused there.
Let me just
I figured I'd let you
cross
guys
out
all
Raleigh the bear here.
I figured I'd let you guys all
Wow.
just think that I was just gonna murder him. No, I was gonna hand it to him as a weapon.
Okay. Do you take this, Raleigh?
I do.
Okay. This arrow would be the equivalency of a spear to you.
Oh, fantastic. I look at my form, and realize I have no way. I would just have to carry this thing by hand, and that might be troublesome. Do I see anything I could fashion into some sort of like carrier?
Let's go ahead and take a look.
I mean, technically, there's a tunic right there.
All right. So as you kind of take a look around, you see that there's a long cord that goes to this crystalline forms robe that can kind of pull out. And you get actually a really bright idea. You feel like if you take this cord that is kind of like made out of this kind of like hemp rope, you could probably fashion it around the spear on either side, and then basically sling it over your back when it's not in use.
All right, I'm going to do that.
Okay, you do that, and now you're able to put this spear over your back like a sling.
You think I'd be able to break off any of the crystals?
As you kind of think this, as Cacta thinks this thought, you kind of take a look around and you see these crystals are probably, you would say, probably like 10 feet across. Some of the smaller ones are, of course, a lot more smaller and probably would be the size of your torso. But you kind of walk over to one and kind of give it like a little bit of a kick, but it does not budge at all. And on further examination, you would need like some sort of tool to be able to cut through this. This is not like, there would be nothing that you could do here with these.
Oh, I meant more of just like as shards of it, not even like the entire.
Give me a strength roll. Let's go ahead and get a d6 roll there.
Huh, it's the exact same thing that happened last time. So that's a 4.
With a 4, you kind of like hammer against it with what are you hammering against it with? Your hands or?
I'm trying to think of what all I have.
You have your gun. You have, of course, your gauntleted fist. But outside of that, did you have a sword? You know, you had a bow and an arrow.
Technically, I do have a sword. I've got the sword that could detect princesses.
Yeah, you do have that.
Which probably can't detect princesses anymore.
Tell you what, let's do this. Give me another roll, and this is just to see what you find in your backpack.
Because I can't remember everything that might have gotten put in my backpack after.
Oh yeah, let's reach into the DM's closet. What do we find? Ooh, a 6. All right, so as you're kind of rummaging around in your backpack and just being like, what is this? And you pull out like an old like tuna sandwich that's definitely expired. You toss it aside. You see some old mushrooms.
There might have actually have been a tuna sandwich in there from the sandwich shop back when we were still doing the trial.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's definitely spoiled.
Yeah.
It smells awful.
I'm pretty sure I actually did have a tuna sandwich that I didn't eat.
You rummage through, you find what looks to be a small little amber spear the size of your fist. It has like a little bench on it and what looks to be 2 little characters kissing and holding hands under what looks to be a falling, like an autumn tree with falling autumn leaves. That's not really important right now. You keep searching. And then you come across what looks to be some sort of, item that you don't remember ever putting in there. It looks to be a miniature, tiny pickaxe, but not one that you could ever use. It looks almost like a toy.
I mean, technically, I could use it.
You could, but
Yeah, and it's very blocky looking.
it's the size. It's the size. Look, I'm not trying to have Microsoft sue me. It is the size of a pen. Do you hold it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could technically try using it. Try using it to break off some chunks of the crystal.
Okay, and I think you rolled a 4 earlier, correct?
Yes.
So with a 4, here is what I will say.
If you want, I can roll a d6 to see
Oh
how much
no,
I actually get.
no need. As you kind of go to swing this childlike toy-sized pickaxe, as you kind of pull back and then kind of go forward in motion with your swing, you have to kind of like brace yourself and kind of catch yourself, because all of a sudden this pickaxe expands to a full-size pickaxe and it almost throws you off of your trajectory. You slam into this crystal, almost kind of top heavy, almost sending you to the ground. And huge shards of this crystal start shattering off into millions of different sizes and clatter all around the ground in almost an ear-splitting screech of shattered glass and high-pitched noises echoing around this chamber.
Well, that seems to have been a little too effective.
And as you complete your swing, and as all of this glass and whatnot and broken shards of crystal fall to the ground, the pickaxe returns to a child-sized toy.
Huh. Well, I'm gonna have to remember that.
Not the DM
So if
putting
it's
randomness in your bag.
That might have to go now into my pocket instead.
Honestly, that's such a great magical item.
It's the pocket pickaxe.
The pocket pickaxe. Quick, somebody make that, please. Make it a thing. All right. Anyways, carrying.
So I'm gonna take a look at the pieces, and so partially why I'm grabbing it, or why I did that, was to see if I could get any pieces good enough for potentially use heads later, and possibly some knife blades.
Could you repeat that last part from the recording there? It cut out.
So what I was trying to do was, for grabbing these, was trying to see if I could get any pieces that would be good for arrowheads or or knife blades.
Okay. Arrowheads or knife blades. All right. Yeah, you are able to, of course, get enough of this crystal to do that, and even enough to be able to acquire a sword. Well, at least the blade of a sword. But you do have some extra cloth in your bag that you're able to kind of wrap around the bottom of it to allow you to hold it without cutting yourself.
Okay. Yeah, I did it because I figured it's literally in another realm, technically, with its own rules, that obviously still has magic.
Right, of course.
So, and I mean, it was literally in a magic, like the crystals were in a magic user's, like, domain.
All right. So
I
yeah.
figured they might be useful for some sort of magical purpose, like magical arrows, magical situation.
All right. So yeah, outside of that, what do you do?
Could I pick up like a little shiv sliver for what's his face?
To Raleigh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you pick up this what would probably be the equivalency of a toothpick, and you hand it to him. Of course, wrapped in this.
As
First he notices that I'm eating that sandwich.
impressive, eating with no mouth.
Yeah, he kind of just.
More like mushing it rather, but
Well, here's
it
the
seems to be
thing.
disappearing.
Well, yeah, as Raleigh was explaining, as he picks up the sandwich and puts it close to his mouth, it just disappears. Like it just goes poof, and it's just gone.
That was probably no good. That's a few months old.
It tasted wonderful, Raleigh.
Oh, fantastic! Good, good. I rub my tummy, my tummy, and I look to see if I can find maybe like some clothing and such to maybe fashion from. Is there? He had. You said he had clothing, right? Jack
Uh,
Frost.
he did, yes, and you could probably use this little, to you, a dagger, um, of this crystal glass to possibly cut off like a little and fashion like a little bit of like a little outfit, from his robes.
I just want some little like makeshift trousers and like a red top that doesn't quite fit me, so like it goes. My belly's showing from underneath it.
Of course. So yeah, you're able to fashion yourself a little outfit. And for clarification, this outfit is blue. It's just a little blue robe. All right. So what else do you do?
Well, I think it's probably about time that we started going out.
Okay. You make your way into. Hold that thought, editor. This will be a part where we will have to cut out. Bear with me.
All right, so I'm just going to stop muting myself because apparently my phone don't like that.
Apparently not. Editor, you can resume here. Thank you. All right. So, what do you plan on doing? Do you plan on heading out?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So you make your way with little trouble outside of this area, because after all, you are a cat, and you always, for some unknown reason, know where you're going. You make your way out of this kind of mirror-esque crystalline cave, and make your way out to the again. And even as you're leaving, you notice that warmth that you were feeling is gone. This cave is now cold, and it is unwelcoming. You can see that all the plant life of this biome is gone. Everything is kind of shriveled up and frozen over. In fact, it's some of it's not even shriveled up; it's just frozen completely. And on that side note, you continue walking out and make your way back to the entrance of the cave.
Can I grab a frozen banana or whatever you called it?
Yes, you are able to grab one of those items that, editor, you can put the name on if you want to.
Slime Nana. Slime Nana.
We'll call it the Slime Nana for a placeholder.
Just a frozen version.
So yeah, you put a couple of those in your bag. They're frozen, but maybe they'll be useful sometime.
Hey, having a thrown weapon is always nice.
All right. So with that, you are now at the face of this cave, and what do you do from here?
Well, from here, it's about time that we tried getting to where those circles were on the map.
Okay. Give me a roll. This is going to be a survival check. Roll's a critical fail. I don't know where you are.
A 4 and a 3, so a 4.
Okay. It takes you a little bit of time to study this map, but after a while you are able to gather your bearings, and from the face of this cave, you are, of course, looking at just an endless expanse of snow covered ground and these huge trees that are kind of dark and black and very, very unwelcoming. And after you get your bearings, you can tell that you need to kind of go to the right. You see that there seems to be a small clearing in between of these trees. Not much of one, but enough of one that the snow seems to kind of be at least trampled a little bit in this area.
I do gotta ask which version of character we're working with, as I do specifically remember. Well, I think the last one we worked with, I did have wings.
Yeah, you were kind of like
And an actual ability to fly.
yeah, you could fly if you wanted to. Give me a flight roll if that's what you were trying to do.
Well, first I'm gonna pick up Rodriguez here. I'm never gonna remember his actual name.
Can you write down Raleigh? That's Rolly. It's Raleigh.
I don't really have anywhere to write it down.
All right, write it down in your mind.
Just take a pen and stab into your leg and carve out Raleigh.
Raleigh. Just get a tattoo. You just have to go to like the tattoo store and get a tattoo, because
This episode ever happened. Later on, you're trying to figure out why I have that tattooed to me.
You're like, why is Raleigh the bear tattooed on you? Like with like a giant like teddy bear and like a heart. Like, what is this?
Yeah, I'm picking him up and like putting him like
Okay.
pretty much in like at like the top of my bag.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
So like a book bag situation, a book bag bear, if you will.
Pretty much, just to make sure that he's kept safe.
He
Gotcha.
cuts me open, he removes my stuff, and he puts it shit.
All right.
Cut him open now, and you remove his stuffing. You do the hokey pokey, and you tear him all apart.
Oh my goodness, this is terrible.
That is the book bag bear.
Oh my goodness. Can someone get on that? I want like a book bag bear. This sounds like a cool idea. I would love that.
Those exist.
They probably do, but I just haven't found them.
They definitely do. They definitely do.
Moving forward, what are you doing?
Flying.
Oh, okay, yeah. Give me that roll. Give me that sweet roll for flying, because this is kind of like
Immediately face plants.
some harsh winter snow.
It's like, God, it's almost like I've never had these wings before.
So weird. All right. With a 4, nice. With a 4, you go ahead and take off. In the direction that you know that you are supposed to go based upon the map readings that you have read. You go ahead and start flying, and you're traveling through these trees, and you notice that this wind and this snow is starting to kind of pick up, and it's starting to kind of get more aggressive, making it harder to see. Give me a notice check. Okay. You notice that there is a tree that is approaching extremely and alarmingly fast. Give me a dodging roll, please. As you try and swerve out of the way.
Oh, I tuned out for a second there, and I tuned in. And I'm like, whoa, there's a tree coming at us?
So with a 2, you are not able to dodge this tree, and you Tarzan slam into this tree.
Back first.
Face first.
Very George of the jungle.
Yes, very George of the jungle. You slam into this tree, leave the comical imprint not in the tree, but in the snow covering the tree, and then fall backwards and slam very cartoon style onto the ground.
No way, I cushioned his fall.
Yes, but now you're squishing poor old Raleigh the bear.
He was stuffed anyways.
So tuna comes out.
Ah, this tuna joke. I hate
I'm
it.
pretty sure that tuna would be mostly maggots.
Ugh, it's getting worse. It's getting worse, Chad. I don't like it.
Just writhing maggots inside of pieces of bread
Ugh.
that have just like green and blue mold all over them.
Well, would you look at that? I guess it's time to end the podcast. Everyone has unsubscribed immediately.
Mm.
All right.
Hey, I mean, it's free protein.
Jeez. Okay, so moving forward, because we're losing the chat, they do not like this. Moving forward, so what are you doing? You pick yourself up, dust off your snow. What are you doing?
Dust off my snow?
Dust off my snow. You heard what I said. Editor, don't change that. There's nothing to change. I said what I said.
Well, time to start flying again, but this time higher than the trees?
Okay, this honestly, you don't know why you didn't think of this before, but you do now go higher than the trees. You resume your flying.
I didn't think of it before because I figured I was already smart enough to do so.
Well,
Can I see any semblance of anything that, I figure we're on the right trail yet?
Let's go ahead and roll some rolls. Let's see here. Yes, with a 9, you do see that further along as you're kind of flying through the sky, further up ahead you see what looks to be a small circle clearing. The small circle clearing you can see has the snow top covered wooden roofs of what was your former residence.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to accidentally wrap my left arm around one of his eyes to hold on, and then point with my right hand down below to the circle, also obstructing his view.
Okay. All right.
And I'm going to say, I think. I scratch my head and then I go, think. I think that circle of trees. I think. Could be wrong.
Smokey, can I interrupt here and can you roll a notice roll, please?
A notice roll? Oh, no, come on.
With help, I imagine, because I'm helping him.
Okay. So that is a 4. Now I need you to roll a flight roll, please, and this will be at disadvantage.
At disadvantage?
So only roll 1 dice, please.
Wouldn't it be rolling both and taking the worst?
Nope. In this situation, just remove one of the dice and just roll 1 dice. I guess you know what? Yeah, you know what? Fine. You know what? I like your idea better. Yeah, roll both of those dice. Take the worst one.
Because that just sounds like what disadvantage would be.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, in Savage Worlds, it's like you add a plus, so it goes from a 4 to being a 6.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but I like this variation better. Less things I have to do. Just go ahead and roll both of those dice. Take the worst. Oh, okay. That sounds about right.
Oof. If only I could have taken the best.
So you got a 2 on your flight. So the way...
Again.
Here's the thing. You see what Raleigh the Bear is pointing to, but he is covering your eye and kind of obscuring your vision. But you can see that. That's not even the issue. The issue is that he has shifted his weight on your back and is leaning over your neck, which somehow, with the teddy bear sized extra weight, sets you messes up your trajectory a little bit. And so now you are basically are now free falling, kind of nose first into the area where he is pointing. But if you do not fix this, you will definitely face crash into probably a certain death. What do you do?
Well, seems like I'm gonna have to fix that.
All right, give me another flight roll, please.
At
normal. Okay.
Hi.
That one scared me there. All right.
Right?
Like, well.
Just gets a 1. Well, your character dies.
So you are you use this to your advantage. This kind of free falling, nose diving to the center of this area, and at the last minute, with that 5, you are able to kind of swoop upwards before you slam into the ground and kind of do like this really cool like Batman style esque flutter glide to the ground, and with like a cool like superhero knee pose, because why not? And you are now in what looks to be some sort of abandoned cottage. And I think, looking at our current time, I think that is actually a good stopping place for tonight.
I'm gonna set the cottage on fire.
There is nothing else to return to as Smokey burns down the cottages and starts world domination.
I am your
Fuck,
new
it starts to
overlord.
start to.
I have brought fire to this world.
Raleigh just like chimes up, like, "Yo, we already had fire, man. Like, what are you doing?"
No, you don't have fire anymore.
Just like
I'm
flame,
the only one with fire.
just like flame throws down this whole area. You know, it's interesting to know. Okay. So editor, this is the end of this recording. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording here, but kind of start it back up again a little bit further on the track. The second part will just be kind of like us chit chatting about it. So yeah, we'll figure out what to do with that later. But feel free to mark that down. Thanks. All right. So let's go ahead and record right there. All right, cool. So, yeah, let's talk about this a little bit. All right. So first of all, I have a question.
What's the question?
Is anyone else getting like the new Spider-Man vibes, like Far Away From Home, like
Far away from home.
you're like thrown into a portal, and I don't know why, but it just kind of like, as I was writing this, it wasn't even during when I was writing this. It wasn't until literally like at like almost at the end of the episode, I was like, wait a second, this book has thrown him into this world, but it has not given him a way back out. You're just in this.
Yeah, that's sort of the only reason my character's even going along with any of this, because he doesn't really know what else to really do.
Yeah, there's like literally nothing else. You're like kind of like stuck in this
like,
world.
Yeah, it's like, if I do this, will this get me out? What about if I do this? What if I lick this? If I burn this down, will this work?
If I kill
Am I
all of
just
the citizens
tripping
here.
balls? But no, the entire burning, I just thought of the Marvel What If series.
Ooh, fun.
That's pretty much what's going on in my head right there with just burning. I'm not actually doing that, but what if?
Did you enjoy the frozen bear situation? What do you think of that?
I mean, I figured bringing him closer to the torch would make it seem like I'm trying to just destroy him.
Yeah. So what is your overall thoughts on this story so far? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah. I have armed the little bear with weapons.
He's got little weapons that are probably more powerful than the things that he probably would have had originally anyway. So this is fun. All right, well, Mike, I know you were wanting equipment. You got your equipment. It's right there.
No, I mean, this is not the character art.
Oh yeah, no, I'm seeing it now. Just this teddy bear holding these little daggers that are made out of crystal.
Dude, in my mind, he's a
missing
rag
an ear.
doll.
He's missing an ear, just like...
These are all like self-inflicted injuries. He's going like Rambo. He's like, I'm a grizzly bear now. he's like taking like red thread and putting like a tattooed heart onto his arm. Puts on like a bandana.
In my mind, he is a teddy bear, but he's in ragdoll style.
Mm.
In my mind.
In my mind, he is just a brown, fluffy bear that has. If you've ever seen the bears that have like the posable limbs that kind of like move back and forth, but it's like very robotic. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Yeah. Well, they're all kind of affixed to a point, but they can kind of move around in like a 360 motion, which is kind of unsettling.
So, Smokey, what do you think the inspiration for this is?
Well, it's definitely going to be something Christmas related. I mean, I just heard Jack Frost, which I don't think was in the original. I'm getting Nutcracker vibes, though.
Ooh, I did not consider this direction. That's interesting. Nutcracker vibes.
At the same time, I'm also getting Beauty of the... It's almost like Nutcracker meets Beauty and the Beast.
I tell you, it's definitely an original. It's a very fun original idea.
I mean, I'm basically a Christmas present.
Wonder who Christmas Past is.
Well, I can tell you who the Christmas future is. I'm just waiting to be bestowed upon me just a bunch of ice powers due to it. Like at the end of this, just getting a bunch of ice powers from Jack Frost's dad. As I take over Jack Frost's mantle.
That's an interesting idea. I never thought about that one.
Ow!
It is fun. That's a fun idea. The funny thing is that like things are gonna go so left field that like I don't think anybody will be able to guess it. It's really funny, but who knows?
I just want my gloves and my giant wooden sword.
I mean,
and then Sora shows up. He's like, "Hey, gang, I brought Mickey
with a key."
I'm like, why is my wooden sword in the shape of a key? Like one of the big broad keys, you know what I mean? Like the flat ones.
Oh, jeez.
Not like not the round one that they use in Kingdom Hearts, but the big flat ones. That we use over here in America.
Well,
but I also figured the crystals would have to have. I figured that would give you a chance to give us some sort of magical doodah.
There's lots of options that are available, that is for sure. But unfortunately, I am a little bit sick today, chat. So I've been like battling a sore throat today. So I think
in our theme music, instead of being simple and clean, you know, because that's the name of the Kingdom Hearts, it could be like filthy and dirty.